My company's called Salamander. And the salamander is mythically, the only animal that can walk through fire and still come out alive. And if you cut off the limbs of the salamander, it regenerates. I live that motto every day. What gets me out of bed is to be able to provide the best leadership possible for all my employees. I have to be an example for all of them. Hi, I'm Sheila Johnson. I'm CEO and founder of Salamander Hotels and Resorts, and also Vice Chairman of Monumental Sports and Entertainment in Washington, D.C.
So, Sheila, you've said before that being a woman in business is very tough.
Yes.
How come?
Because, first of all, men can go to any bank with a little business proposal, how wacky it could be or how terrific it could be. They're going to get the financing. Women do not have that ability to do it. Banks don't trust us as lenders. I even remember going to a bank, and I don't want to mention it, with hundreds of millions of dollars to my name, and they didn't take me seriously. And even when building the resort and the recession hit, I tried to go to banks to see if because I didn't want to put all my own money into this, to see if I could get some investors. They wouldn't even look at me. I didn't have the track record. Whereas men can start from little and build up a track record, women can do that and still build a track record and still not get the investors.
You say men fail more than women, but they get a second chance. Women don't get second chances.
That's right.
What do you mean by that?
I know of more men that have fallen backwards and they keep moving forward. And if you watch all of them, they have a way, they have this brotherhood where they watch out for each other. And I think that women need to galvanize more and watch out for each other. It's really that important. And I've had women that have hurt me personally when I really would like their support. But women do not support other women.
How come?
I just don't know. Maybe it's because it's almost like a crab in the barrel mentality. Once one gets up, you're going to pull the other one down. I don't know whether it's I think it's more insecurity than anything, because they say if they lift up another woman, maybe I'll lose my job or something. I don't know. I think a good psychiatrist could talk about that. But I have found that women do not support other women the way they should. Men could have a fight in an office, and then they're out playing golf. It's just the way they operate. And, something that I've learned, after buying a WNBA team, and I've watched my girls in the locker room, I've watched them on the basketball court, I want more women to get into sports because they learn how to play against each other, with each other, and not hold grudges. They learn a special communication skill of trust. And that's the only way they're going to make it in a team sport. You see it with women's soccer. You see it with women's basketball. And I think those are lessons that need to be learned, and we're not getting them. We as women do not get them in a classroom or just walking down the halls in high school or college. I think what I have learned through sports is women learning to trust one another and to learn to play together and to have each other's back.
You and Robert sold BET to Viacom for $3 billion. Mm-hmm. You said you're ashamed of what BET has become. Do you still feel that way?
It's not what I thought it should be. From the very beginning, I thought it should be the real voice of the African American community. And it was just not entertainment, but it's about, I wanted it to become the CNN for the black voice. Yes, you have to have the entertainment. You can call it edutainment if you want to. I had a show called Teen Summit to really bring to light the voice of the young African American teen and the social pressures and the problems that they were going through. I found out the kids really couldn't talk to their parents about issues that were important to them. And I was giving them a voice. And this is where I really thought I'd see BET go. Now, there's two sides to this. The more serious programming, advertisers wouldn't give us money for. See, so that was just one of those other social pressures, because I saw it on both sides of the fence. There were African-American advertisers that wouldn't put money into BET to advertise. And then there's white advertisers that wouldn't put money into BET, knowing that the BET fan base or people that were watching BET, they spend more money almost than anyone out there. Why not invest in a black network? So the money always went to the video market. And videos didn't cost anything to put on. So that was sort of a cheap way out of making sure that we could pay our bills. But I think more than anything that we should have fought harder to get more and more advertisers or people to invest in our programming and what we were going to do. We had a lot to say, and unfortunately it was cut short.
How do you feel about the wealth gap being a billionaire?
It's tough. It's tough because being on both sides of the fence at some point in my life, it's really gut-wrenching when I see the struggles of young African Americans. I wish I had enough to be able to reach out to everyone, to be able to take them under my wing and to help them to be smarter about financing and about building a company, about making sure that they get through school. And, people put so much emphasis on education, and you got to go to college. There is a huge number of people, both black and white, that can't afford to go to college. And I really do believe in vocational training. And I remember growing up outside of Chicago at Proviso High School, and we had both the college prep curriculums, and we also had vocational curriculums. Those that came out of the vocational side have become some of our key entrepreneurs in Chicago. Where they're starting pizza restaurants, car businesses. And if there's anything I can tell anyone out there, if you can't afford to go to college, either try a community college or vocational and start building a business from there, because there's money there. We are losing our artisans, our specialists, even as far as starting out, changing locks on doors. Do you know how hard it is to find anyone it could be painters, it could be someone that can fix your car. There's work out there for people. And just put the business plan together and just get started. Start small and make it work, because there are jobs there. You do not have to be or have to go to college to do this.
You've said you've given opportunities to women who are fearful or been afraid of the opportunity. How so?
I feel as though that at my age, I can give them a lot of ammunition to help them move forward. And they have to have a little bit of fear, and they have to learn how to fail in order to move forward. I just want to be able to just take them and tell them, life is going to be tough, but let's all hang together. I started this with Sashiko Kuno, tech pharmaceutical genius, and we decided to start this. It's a We Capital investment group, because we found 12 women that would invest money, large amounts of money. We have a pretty good sum, where we then go around and we look at incubator projects in which women have started companies, and they're good at what they do. But again, banks won't look at them. No one will invest in their companies. And from the lessons that I learned and the struggles that I've been through, we thought it would be great if we got a consortium of women that we would look at 7 or 8 companies that really had a social impact but would make money. And we're there for them. We are there it's called We Capital, and Jenny Abramson is handling our money.
How much money?
Oh, I think we're more than $12 million at this point. And we invest in these companies, and we are watching them carefully. We all get together. We give them entrepreneurial advice. We watch their bottom line to help them grow. And I think these are the kinds of things that women need to do for one another, because they're not getting that support from men.